Now, let's turn to Man City's next game in the Premier League, their penultimate game of the season at home to Bournemouth. And of course, this will be Kevin De Bruyne's final home game for City, final game at the Etihad Stadium. Now, it's worth pointing out that we're recording this before the FA Cup final against Palace on Saturday, so
Yeah.
hopefully De Bruyne or any of his teammates don't
What a goal,
pick
by
up
the way.
any
Last minute
injuries.
winner. Unbelievable from De Bruyne. Overhead kick from 40 yards. Spectacular.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
If that happens, by the way, that is an all-timer of a clip. I'm saving that, so it won't, but
Yeah, and I mean, regardless of the outcome of the FA Cup final, City they'll need to be pumped up for this game. It's an important game for in the Premier League and the race for a top five finish and qualifying for the Champions League. So, and of course, Bournemouth they've still got something to play for themselves. They've got a chance to
yeah.
finish in eighth, which could be enough to secure Conference League place for next season. So, Stephen, what are you thinking about heading into this game? What are you expecting from Bournemouth, and how optimistic are you that City can claim three valuable points from this one?
Yeah, gonna be tough. I said Bournemouth got something to play for. They've got Leicester at home last game of the season, so you'd think that's a banker for them. You guess, if they're starting to get Conference League football, you think they win that, and then they'll be looking at City and going, I don't know if we can win, but maybe a point, maybe they can beat us. I'm looking at their recent results. The 1-0 loss at home against Villa was a crusher for them. They did beat Arsenal away, which was obviously massive as well. They drew against United 1-0 at home, which is an embarrassing result for Bournemouth, let's be honest. Oh, I love enough of I really wish I could, as a City fan, I could laugh at United more, but we're not even got Champions League football, and they could back to get it by. So I can't. It's sort of like on hold. They drew against Palace as well away. They've not been scoring much recently. Like I'm looking at lots of just one goal games. They did beat Fulham 1-0 as well. Yeah, their electric form, their aggression has definitely dipped a little bit. And of course, the defeat against Villa would have been a lot to take. But once again, we know a lot about Bournemouth, and I think Bournemouth are actually, I would say, one of the sides that sort of kick-started the implosion. I remember playing Bournemouth, and they ran us ragged early on the season, and they've been a real threat all year. And look, Semenyo is obviously linked to many clubs for a reason. It's an aggressive, versatile attacker, fearless as well. And then obviously the way that they're playing under Iriola, like keep the ball so calmly, but they're so assertive as well. So physical, with Kirk as another who'll probably make a move to a big club. Houston, another who'll do the same, and then obviously even like Adams and Scott in midfield, or Tavernier on one side, Ivan Nilsson, even Cliver as well. Is Clive available? He is not available, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just on the bench the other day. Just quality footballers, really good. And they all, I love a team who knows exactly who they are. And Bournemouth, every single player is 100% committed to their identity and the way that they play. It is aggressive, it's fearless, it's direct as well, but also not afraid to keep the ball. They will be very much aware of their potential status as sort of party people with De Bruyne. They will sit back a little bit, and they'll counter with the pace of the wingers who can hit City on the counter. And I do feel like Guardiola will have to play people like Nunes once again, and maybe Nico O'Reilly, who's been so good against them. Obviously, of course, he changed the game against Bournemouth, recently. I think he'll Guardiola, depending on the FA Cup game, and we don't really know who's talking about this, but I think Guardiola will play the defence that we've seen with Nunes and O'Reilly just because of the pace of Tavernier and Semenyo out wide, and I think we'll see. City look to control the game at home as always. I think he'll play the experience in midfield of Gundogan and Bernardo and De Bruyne. De Bruyne will obviously start. It's his last game at home. He has to start. Like it doesn't really matter if he has to think about the FA Cup final. De Bruyne has to start. Like in fact, I would fear for Guardiola trying to leave the stadium if he doesn't start De Bruyne. He just has to. It's like it's the most nailed on start you'll ever see in the history of football. And look, if he doesn't now, I'm going to be furious with the man. But he will do, and I suspect once again with De Bruyne with his sense of narrative, he'll want to score. Like I'd be amazed if he's not peppering the goal with long range shots and taking every free kick and getting forward and playing right up alongside Haaland. It's going to be difficult. I do think City, as you were chatting about Palace, I do think City are good against decent sides right now. I think sides like that who will come at you and attack, he leaves a bit of space, and the quality of Marmoush and Haaland and Doku and De Bruyne as well, of course. Yeah, I think we should win, and I think there's a sense of occasion there and importance that makes this a bit of a cup final. Really, we still have to get Champions League football. It's De Bruyne send off. You don't mess it up, see.
No, and as you mentioned there, De Bruyne, all the headlines, all the talk will be about him for this game. It's a really special moment for him, for everyone associated with City. So, he's your favorite ever player, as you said before,
Yeah.
Stephen. So it'd be great. Just perfect send off would be for him to get the win really and fire City to Champions League football for next season, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. With the FA Cup final before that, it's his last game. The guy's a relentless winner as well. I'm sure it'll be an emotional day for him, which could play into it a little bit. It's not ideal. You want it to be sort of set. But I think Guardiola, maybe De Bruyne I meant. De Bruyne probably is the kind of guy who wouldn't mind a game that means something at the same time. He's a serious man and he's a pragmatic man at the same time as well. It's yeah, it's a final. It's not just a stroll. It's not like Aguero's last game in the season where like we were always going to win and it was fine and whatever. This is a game where you have to go out and win, and I think De Bruyne. I expect him to actually take control of the game. I do. I think he'll give everything he's got. He'll play 300% of his abilities, and I think he'll really go for it. And I think we'll be okay.